Hello everybody and welcome to a new review on my channel. This time I'm going to review the IT-1. I start with the history of the vehicle, show you our gameplay, and then I'm going to clear up some basic misconceptions along the way we played that are on the IT-1. Stay tuned and I hope you will like my video. Let's talk about the history of the IT-1 missile tank. IT-1 is Russian for Истребитель Tankov. Translates into tank destroyer. Makes sense for this vehicle. It is a Soviet Cold War missile tank based on the hull of the T-62. The vehicle was modified with a new turret. This turret was able to fire the 3M7 Dracon missile from a pop-up launcher. The missile itself is a radio-guided SACLOS missile. SACLOS or SACLOS means you point the cursor or the crosshair at the enemy vehicle and the missile will try to hit this spot. The missile has a weight of 54 kilograms, a warhead of 5.8 kilograms, is 180 millimeters in diameter and has a wingspan of 860 millimeters. It is 1.2 meters long and has a maximum range of 3,300 meters. The minimum range is stated at 300 meters at most sources, but this is not entirely true because the correct minimum range is basically for the warhead 0 meters. The missile has two fuses. First fuse is a mechanical fuse. This gets activated when the white box falls off the missile when it gets grabbed by the launch rail. The second electric fuse activates at 100 meters at about the same time when the guiding system activates. The missile starts guiding from 100 meters away, and the next step of this minimum range is 300 meters, and this is the range it takes for the missile to enter this view of the gunner. Before 300 meters, the missile is outside of the gunner's optic, and the gunner cannot see the missile, so he guides it blind. The missile moves at a speed of 270 meters per second maximum, and has a penetration of 500 millimeters at 90 degrees and 250 millimeters at a flat 30 degrees angle or 60 degrees. It depends on which angular system you are working with. The vehicle, the first tests were conducted in April 1964 with two prototypes. Then they tested the vehicles and the mass production started in 1968. It was continued until 1970, where the vehicle was put out of service and was never really used again because the Soviets didn't like it. Some of the major reasons why this was the case is that the vehicle in general was very unreliable. The electronics tend to get damaged when the missile is fired, or were just unreliable by themselves. It was incredibly hot inside the vehicles, and the vehicle was basically unusable during summer times. Inside the vehicle, it was incredibly noisy. When all systems were running, you could reach noise levels above 100 decibels, and the rocket was slower than the requested minimum speed of 290 meters per second. Additionally, it took quite a lot of manpower to get this vehicle in operational condition, and getting this vehicle in operational condition also took a lot of time. So it was overall a very unsuccessful vehicle. most of the technical stuff is modeled in Warthunder except the unreliability, but no tank in Warthunder is unreliable, so this falls out of the equation. And the only problem that the IT-1 has, and that's also one of the reasons why this vehicle gets so much hate by the community, is that the ammunition rack does not explode like it should. You can put multiple rounds into it and the vehicle won't explode. My tip for you, when you face the IT-1, shoot out his crew. When you manage to kill 2 crew members, the vehicle counts as destroyed, because just 1 crew member is left inside. Overall, when I really have to take a choice between with cannon armored tanks and the IT-1, I would take the T-62 over the IT-1 most of the times, because the missile itself in Warthunder is absolutely unresponsive. It turns really slow, moves slow by itself, and right now the gun sight is offset with the aiming circle, so aiming the missile also is not very easy. Also a bug in the IT-1, but on the 1.63 dev server this is actually fixed. I tested it, and overall the IT-1 is only good because of a bug, and when this bug gets fixed, you have better choices in the Russian tech tree. Welcome to the hangar review of the IT-1. So, battle rating 8.3, rank 5, tank destroyer, or ATGM vehicle. Carries 15 ATGMs, 3 M7 Drakon. These ATGMs have 220 meters per second speed, 3000 meters range, 500 millimeters of penetration at all ranges, and at 30 degrees, 249 millimeters of penetration. I'll let the set cut a little bit more open so you can see all the other stuff. Okay, this is my current research state. I'm not very far in the vehicle, so yeah. But this is not really important because you get already the most important stuff from the get-go, so yeah. You have 50 missiles. They reload in 12.1 seconds. The secondary armament is a 7.62mm SGMT machine gun with 2000 rounds of ammunition. Hull armor 100mm, 80mm at the side and 45mm at the rear. Here, strongly angled back, so effectively you can expect 160 to 200mm around this area. The turret armor is 200mm at the front, 160, 120, 200mm at the side, at 6 and 65mm at the rear. So this tank is armored like every other Russian tier 5 medium tank, like the T-62 or the T-54. So nothing special about this. Mass 34.5 tons at 512 horsepower at my current research state. You can expect up to 560 to 570 horsepower. Top speed 50 kph. You will reach this at strong roads, long roads. In terrain you can expect up to 35 to 40 kph. So it's not the fastest vehicle out there. Maximum inclination at 33 degrees. Also, this can improve with better suspension modifications. Overall, this vehicle is decent, but not the best. It's only seen as OP or good because this ammunition storage here absolutely refuses to explode, and this fuel tank soaks up bullets like crazy. This with the fuel tank is intended it is made like this in real life, and the Soviets really use their fuel tanks as additional armor because it's better to have just a fuel fire in your vehicle that you can put out than having the whole vehicle explode. So yeah, my tip for you when you face the IT-1, shoot here. About here. Because the driver and the commander are lined up quite perfectly, and you will kill them both, and this will destroy the vehicle because just one guy is left inside the tank. You can also, when you have a side shot, try to get the double headshot off. I don't suggest you try get ammo whacking this tank. It still can get ammo whacked, don't get me wrong, but it's extremely rare, so yeah. Overall, decent vehicle, but I don't really like playing it a lot. There are better choices like the T-62 or the T-54-51, or in other nations like the Leopard 1 or the Sheridan, for example. So, let's take a look at the replay. So, I spawned on Volodymyr in the south. Spawn, battle mode is battle. Oh, let's switch me out. Let me switch off the markers so you can see what I saw in the battle. So I go into the forest of the south and have a look at the opposite ridge line. Usually there are quite a lot of enemies in the lower tiers, and having a look there does not harm you, so why not? Look at this. The team distributes quite good at the start of the battle, and yeah, I enter the forest. This is the most dangerous part for the players who are trying to get the forest and crossing this open field. Once they are in there, they are pretty safe and can snipe out of it. Yeah, I have bushes in front of my tank, like I have on all tanks. So, let's see when I get the first enemy. Here you see I spotted somebody shoot, and I fire the first missile. You also clearly see that the missile does not really respond well. You clearly saw this right there. I fired the next missile, and look how slow it turns. And nah, that's why I don't like the IT-1, because hitting stuff with it is super hard. It's really good at long ranges, I won't deny this, but at such ranges, when you don't have a clear look at the whole tank of the enemy, good luck with it. And hitting moving targets is even harder. So, yeah. Okay, I have a look at this ridge line. Normally quite a lot of enemies are also there, but nobody is there. So I keep on moving. I'll try to follow my team and don't camp at one spot. This is quite important to do, because camping it does not help anybody. Enemy tank got shot in the north. I probably didn't notice during the battle, so I kept on moving. And I move on the top of this little ridge line, have a look where the enemies could be, and look around in my binoculars. Yep, I see a Leopard 1, stationary target, and perfect shot in the ammunition rack. And now everybody will scream, "Oh my god, IT-1 OP." Well, I could have killed this Leopard really easy with any tank, so this does not prove anything. Here I got really lucky. I aimed at this Rakiki-Panzer and see where the missile hits. I barely missed him. I barely hit him. This was a really lucky shot. So M60 is my next target. Fire the missile. Missiles on the way. Does not want to respond. Hits in the turret. I try to curve it down, so I hit the hull. I roll back. Come up out of cover again. Fire the missile. And get the killing blow. The last 2 crew members are dead. And here I got hit by the chief, by an enemy tank. I didn't saw him. Models are damaged. 1 crew member and the ammunition rack is yellow. This is what I meant. They have to fix this. Seriously. When this is fixed, the IT-1 is perfectly fine. I got another hit. Ammunition rack is black. And yeah, I tried to fire my missile, but the missile got hit, so I can't use the missile, and now I probably die here by this chieftain. And I'm dead. So I spawn again. Yeah, he killed my last crew member, chieftain. So now we have to wait a little until I spawn again in my next tank. Now I had the choice, spawner again in the IT-1 because I have backup vehicle on it, or spawn T-62. I decided to go with T-62 because T-62 is overall better in such situations where you have to go in close range fights, because you have a with normal tank guns you have a much faster response time than with missiles. And yeah, I climbed this hill and just check out the enemy ridgeline. Perhaps somebody spawned later on this. I'm loaded with my typical T-62 ammunition loadout, and now look at this. Bam! Got him. It was his own fault. Flying such slow over the battlefield in such a big plane, he deserved to die and take a big heat FS round. Yeah, as you see, my typical ammunition loadout on the T-62 is 20 heat FS, 12 AP FSDS and 5 HE. Yeah, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Now, first shot on the chieftain, killed his driver. Didn't quite manage to blow his ammunition rack up. I think he shot also at me. Or he has some problems, I'm not sure, because I should be dead by here. He bounced at me, I bounced at him. Some major bad shooting. So, yeah. So I take my aim, wait for him and finish him off. Clear shot in the lower plate. Killed the next crew member, and it actually seemed like he had no loader, otherwise he would totally have wrecked me. Yeah. And you actually saw the chieftain is able to bounce heat as ammunition, even from the T-62. So, I spotted a next victim. M103. Take my first shot. Shot falls short. I turn my tank a little bit around to have a clear sight on him. Yeah, he noticed me. I aim up, miss again, and you can't see this in the replay file, but I have set up my sight to the correct range, and you can move the horizontal line down. And perfect shot in the ammunition, blow him up. Next kill. That's why I like guns much more than ATGMs, because you can set up the sight and just blow the enemy, and they have no chance when you have the correct range set up. In ATGMs they still have the chance to evade, and versus the ATGM of the IT-1, this is even, we have a bigger chance because the missile is slow and the missile turns really slow. I mean, you saw it by yourself in the previous spawn of my IT-1. Now I'm sitting here and trying to defend the south area. I think at this moment I noticed that the whole team just died off. Until now, 5 tank kills, 1 plane kill, quite decent. And yeah, I'm waiting for anybody to show up. Quite a lot of planes in the air. Looking at this area, don't see anybody. Looking at the forest, well, no flankers around here. And well, this is a waiting game. Warthunder, the waiting simulator. So I move up, and what have you here? The tank that everybody likes, a camper one, or conqueror. Take my first shot, miss. Aim again, fire, over. Aim a little bit lower. He has still not noticed me. Third shot goes into the turret, blows the turret wing and 2 crew members. He has noticed me, pulls back, tries to get into cover, but I have reloaded before, and clean shot, upper plate, kill the last 2 crew members and get the kill. 6 kills. Now roll back into cover, perhaps I got spotted, perhaps not. And yeah, the enemy has started to capture zone A. I stop here, take a hit at the M42 Duster, kill two of his crew members, set him on fire, reload, and finish him off. So now I have to get to the zone and try to kill this plane, get destroyed by the F8F, and well, then now it's the time to decide which tank to take. And I have my IT-1 video, so I take the IT-1 next because I got enough spawn points, and here is it. IT-1 for you. So looking around to check if anybody is spawn camping, because well, it's really late in the game and spawn camping is quite common at this state of the game. Well, have a look in the spawn, and I don't see anybody. Oh, M5F1 Sheridan there. He does something really smart, and here you see why the IT-1 is shit versus a skilled player. He waits for me to shoot my missile, or just pulls back behind cover, and now it's again a waiting game. First the nerves to get out. He has no ATGMs loaded, so if he had ATGMs in the tube or reloaded, then I would be dead. I got shot by an enemy, spots a Raketenjagdpanzer, fire back at him. Well, his missile sparked. He hit me somewhere up, and my launch rail was yellow. You can see this up in the replay. So he had no direct hit at me. And again, I fire my missile. Sheridan pulls back into cover. I can't hit him because the missile is slow and unresponsive. And basically, when you do this in your somehow mobile tank, ATGMs can't harm you because you just play with them. Yeah. M42 Duster moves into the cap. I take a shot. Missile does not like to move. Yeah. I think he hit me on the track. Spaced armor, so yeah. Next vehicle moves in. Take the shot. Again, missile misses because it sucks. At this point, I really wished that I would have spawned my T-54, because in the T-54 I would be able to deal with all of these tanks much more easy than I would have been in my IT-1. The T-54 has a much faster reload, has also the chance of shooting shaped charged ammunition. Okay, finish off this Crusader SPAA. Not a big deal. Big explosive maps versus lightly armored vehicle. Sheridan misses me again. Again, he has no ATGMs, he uses the normal heat ammunition, I guess. I fire my missile and he pulls back into cover again. I can't hit him. He dodges my missile. Even at such close ranges, it's even easier at the bigger ranges, so respect to this player. He shot my track off. Now I thought I'm smart and aim behind him. He moved forward. No hits on him. Here he hit me high. You see this? The missile rail is wet. I'm down to 4 missiles now. Again, dodges the missile. I have no chance with this. You basically have no chance with a player that uses his brain in ATGMs. Now I take a quite risky shot, but it pays off. Blow off the SPAA. I got hit by a Leopard 1 and the fuel tank start burning. Fuel tank soaks up the heat FS shell, like it is supposed to do. The Russians designed the tanks like this, that the fuel tank is in front of more explosive parts to protect these. It's better to just have a small fire in your tank than having your whole vehicle blow up because the ammunition got hit. Now it spawns in the ZSU 57-2, and yeah, this is the machine gun of the Sheridan, but I'm not able to hit him and I'm not able to get in time there, so game ends, game is lost, and I would say good game. In this gameplay you clearly saw the advantages and disadvantages of the IT-1. Advantages being you have a high penetration, you can soak up bullets because the damn ammunition rack is just bugged, and I hope Gaijin fixes this. And these are the only real advantages of this vehicle. When you have a skilled player, he can clearly outplay you, like you saw in this clip, when the player you are fighting against is somehow aware, just dodges the missiles, even in a Sheridan, and the Sheridan has not a really great reverse speed, about 10 kph. And overall, yeah, it's a decent tank, and I think this tank, the T62 or even the T54 Mod 51, are the overall better performing vehicles, and they they don't perform super good in the tier 5 meta. The Leopard 1 is overall still the best tank in the game, and even the IT-1 can't kick the Leo 1 from his throne. The only thing why the IT-1 is so good is because a single bug, and I hope this bug gets fixed, and when this bug is completely fixed, well, I don't see a real future for the IT-1. And the IT-1 also does not fit really the ATGM meta. All the other ATGM vehicles are highly mobile and lightly armored, and the IT-1 just falls out like the black sheep in the herd. I rather would like to see something like the BMP or the BMD-1, or even 2, but the 2 variants of both are a little bit too modern. Those would fit the meta much more, and yeah, would be much cooler vehicles to drive around. So, I sincerely hope you liked my little review on the IT-1, and I hope you understand now why I don't think the IT-1 is a great vehicle. Sure, it has advantages, mostly because of a bug. Sure, it's broken because of this bug, but from the pure vehicle performance, you have better vehicles that you can take out in battle. So, goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.